The date is July 6, 2026. The venue is the packed Dallas Stadium. The referee blows the final whistle, sending Spain into the quarterfinals and crashing Portugal out of the World Cup in the round of 16. As the Spanish players celebrate, the cameras instantly pan to one man, Cristiano Ronaldo. At 41 years old, the realization hits him like a tidal wave. This was it. The absolute end of the road. For over 2 decades, this man has conquered every single blade of grass in the footballing world. 5 Ballon d'Ors, 5 UEFA Champions League trophies, domestic league titles in England, Spain, and Italy, and the Euro 2016 trophy. He is international football's all-time leading goal scorer. Yet, as he walks down the tunnel alone, tears streaming down his face, the ultimate prize remains missing. The tragedy of Cristiano Ronaldo is now complete. He will retire without ever touching the FIFA World Cup trophy. But how did the ultimate machine, the greatest clutch player in history, fail to win the biggest tournament of all? To find the bitter truth, we have to look past the emotion and analyze the fundamental flaws of a 20-year journey. Let's rewind the clock to 2006. A young, flashy 21-year-old winger with blonde highlights arrives in Germany. He is surrounded by Portugal's legendary golden generation, men like Luis Figo, Deco, and Pauleta. Ronaldo scores his first World Cup goal against Iran, and Portugal flies all the way to the semifinals. They were just one step away, but a narrow 1-0 defeat to France ended the dream. Portugal finished fourth. At that moment, the world thought, "Don't worry, Ronaldo is young. He has 4 or 5 more attempts. He will easily win it later." But history proved that 2006 was actually his best statistical chance. Why? Because it was the only time in his entire career where he was part of an already established, world-class squad that didn't solely rely on his shoulders to survive. After Figo and Deco retired, the burden shifted completely. Between 2008 and 2014, Cristiano Ronaldo evolved into an absolute goal-scoring cyborg at Real Madrid. He was tearing up La Liga, destroying Champions League records, and playing at a superhuman level. But while Messi had Xavi and Iniesta at Barcelona, and Germany had a perfectly oiled Bayern Munich core, Ronaldo went to the 2010 and 2014 World Cups with an incredibly weak, transitioning Portugal squad. In South Africa 2010, Portugal lacked any creative spark, scoring 0 goals against top-tier teams and crashing out to Spain in the round of 16. In Brazil 2014, the situation was catastrophic. Ronaldo arrived with a severe patellar tendonitis knee injury. Doctors warned him that playing could ruin his career. But out of pure love for his country, he played anyway. The result? A heartbreaking group stage exit. Ronaldo was at his absolute physical peak during these years, but football is a game of 11 men, not one. A king cannot conquer the world if his army is in shambles. By 2018, Ronaldo had adjusted his game. He was no longer the fast winger. He was the ultimate penalty box predator. Coming off 3 consecutive Champions League titles, he started the Russia World Cup with the most iconic performance in tournament history, a magnificent hat-trick against Spain, capped off by a legendary free kick. The world believed this was his moment, but as the tournament progressed, Portugal's tactical rigidity under manager Fernando Santos became glaringly obvious. The team had no plan B. If opposing defenders blocked the passing lanes to Ronaldo, Portugal looked completely toothless. In the round of 16 against Uruguay, Diego Godin and José María Jiménez suffocated Ronaldo. With no service and no tactical flexibility from the bench, Portugal lost 2-1. It became a recurring theme. Ronaldo was consistently let down by tactical setups that failed to maximize his genius in knockout football. The 2022 World Cup in Qatar was supposed to be the redemption arc, but it turned into a nightmare. Months leading up to the tournament, Ronaldo's public fallout with Manchester United shattered his mental peace. He arrived in Qatar surrounded by intense media circus and heavy criticism. After a slow group stage, manager Fernando Santos made the shocking, historic decision to bench Cristiano Ronaldo for the knockout rounds. Watching from the sidelines as a substitute was a massive psychological blow to a man built on pride. When Portugal faced a defensively stubborn Morocco in the quarterfinals, they fell behind 1-0. Ronaldo was brought on late in the second half, but the damage was done. The lack of team chemistry, the internal management drama, and the sheer weight of the media pressure choked the squad. The image of Ronaldo crying uncontrollably in the stadium tunnel became the defining, heartbreaking image of that World Cup. That brings us back to the present day, the 2026 World Cup. Against all mathematical and physical odds, a 41-year-old Ronaldo kept himself in immaculate shape to try one last time. He wanted to rewrite his destiny. Under Roberto Martinez, Portugal looked incredibly strong on paper. Ronaldo even scored 3 goals during the tournament, breaking his own record by scoring in 6 consecutive World Cups. But football is a brutal, unforgiving sport. In the intense heat of the round of 16 match against a youthful, hyper-energetic Spain, age finally caught up. The explosive burst of speed that used to terrorize defenders wasn't there anymore. The tactical system could no longer revolve entirely around a 41-year-old forward without sacrificing defensive pressing. And when Mikel Merino scored that agonizing 91st-minute goal for Spain, the clock ran out. Not just on the match, but on a 20-year-old dream. So, why did Cristiano Ronaldo never win a World Cup? It wasn't because of a lack of talent, work ethic, or desire. It was a combination of poorly timed team transitions, immense bad luck in knockout moments, tactical failures by his managers, and the inevitable passage of time. But does a missing World Cup trophy diminish his status as one of the greatest to ever play the game? Absolutely not. True football fans know that greatness isn't just defined by a single trophy won in a one-month tournament every 4 years. It is defined by 20 years of relentless excellence, breaking every goal-scoring record in existence, and inspiring billions across the globe. Ronaldo leaves the World Cup stage with tears, but he leaves as an eternal legend. But as the curtain falls on Ronaldo's World Cup career, a haunting question looms over Portuguese football. What happens now? For 20 years, Cristiano Ronaldo was the shield that protected this nation, absorbing all the pressure, the media circus, and the expectations. Without his towering presence, can the next generation of Portugal survive the brutal weight of knockout football? Millions argue that his missing World Cup trophy leaves his rivalry with Lionel Messi forever unsettled. But perhaps, the bitter truth is that history doesn't just reward the winner. It remembers the titan who fought against destiny until his very last breath. Ronaldo's departure marks the end of football's most dramatic era, leaving an empty throne that may never be filled again. What do you think was the biggest reason Ronaldo missed out on the World Cup? Was it bad luck or bad teamwork? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button for more football documentaries, and we will see you in the next video.